Before we get going on our road to 10,000, I wanted to quickly give you some backstory about how we got to collaborating together, Matt and I, on this Live More Perfect Days brand. And I guess the story starts about 4 years ago when I had watched The Secret, a documentary that talks about the law of attraction. And I implemented one or two things just as a trial to see what this process of manifestation was all about. And I saw some pretty wild and amazing results. And it made me pay a little bit more attention to law of attraction. And as I started to study and learn about law of attraction, it became evident to me that, well, I found it really difficult. I thought the way that people were explaining the law of attraction and the way it was being taught, first of all, wasn't really implementable. It wasn't like there was a step-by-step process that allowed you to do it. It spoke about vibrational alignment and, just being happy and things like that. And I was like, yeah, but I found it difficult to implement. And so I started to think about easier ways for myself to be able to use the law of attraction and to implement it into my life. And at the same time, documenting what I was doing and creating ways that other people could use the same story and hopefully teach it in a better way than I had been trying to learn it. And so I spent probably about a year working on a concept called the Immaculate Factory. And I was in Mexico it's probably now about 18 months ago. And I met Matt, and we were in a co-working space in Oaxaca City. And he told me a little bit about what he had been working on and some of the projects he was involved in. And I touched on sort of lifestyle design, but didn't go into too much detail about it. And we became pretty good friends. And whoa, another roadblock here with some mud. We're gonna have to go back. Come. And Matt and I became pretty good friends. And just before I was going to leave to the other side of Mexico to go and do a house sit, Matt said to me, we should really go up to the mountains in San Jose del Pacifico, just outside Oaxaca City, and hang out there for a day or two before we leave. And so we headed up there. And one of the things that the area is famous for are wild, organically grown magic mushrooms by the local community there that have been doing it for thousands of years. And so we found a local farmer and bought some magic mushrooms. Matt and I both set our intentions, and we created a really intentional day where we went up the side of the mountain and took his magic mushrooms together and spent some time getting to know each other as we hung out in nature. And one of the intentions that I set before going up the mountain was that I wanted to just get some clarity on the work that I was doing. And I think I wrote down something like, show me some proof that the work that I'm doing is important or the right thing. And while we were on the side of the mountain, I chatted to Matt pretty much for the first time ever about the work that I'd been doing. I told him about my $1 million manifestation, and it's the first time I'd really told anybody about that. And he then went on to explain to me in such clarity and detail about how he saw the role that I was playing in the work that I was doing and what had happened in my world. And yeah, it was just beautiful. We both ended up in tears at numerous times, and it was wild. And once we got back down from that, I went to the other side of the world, and Matt carried on in Mexico. And he then implemented some of the techniques that I'd been talking about in his life. And he saw some pretty amazing results and became super interested in it. And him and I started to collaborate together on this concept that at the time I was calling the Immaculate Factory. And so we started our first iteration of the brand called the Immaculate Factory, and then we pretty soon realized that the business wasn't just about manifestation, that it was more around lifestyle design tools. And one of the things that we've been working on is this idea that manifestation's not going to work if we are leaking energy because our emotional bodies or our physical bodies are not in a good state and good shape. And so it's really an idea of integrating all elements of our human technology to be able to help manifestation happen. And manifestation happens and is assisted by a healthy emotional body and a healthy physical body and just a well-balanced mind and, just a well-rounded and integrated person. And so we decided to rebrand, and we decided to create a simpler entry point for people to better understand some of these lifestyle design tools. And that's how we started this brand called Live More Perfect Days. And we now have a very clear online content strategy that we're going to use to help people understand the work that we're doing around lifestyle design and manifestation and law of attraction and visualization and, general life productivity. It really is like a life hacking community. And we now have a goal of helping 10,000 people design their perfect days. And we're going to document exactly what we're doing over the next few weeks and months, and however long it takes to get to those 10,000 people that have designed their own perfect day. And that's a perfect day that is perfect for them. And it's just another technique that we've been using in our lives. And it's crazy how when you spend the time intentionally creating and planning something like how a perfect day would look for you, how often they show up in your world. And we're really excited about sharing and documenting what we're doing as we manifest 10,000 perfect days over the next few weeks. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing our journey with you. Until next time, ciao, ciao.